Huh. Not terrible as far as look is concerned, but it smells like straight C16. Well, I figured I'd get this one on film because this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's take a look at what the oil actually looks like. This ought to be fun. I should probably grab a cup or something to catch some in, but I don't have a cup around here. It doesn't matter. We'll see it come out of the pan. Huh. Not terrible as far as look is concerned, but it smells like straight C16. You can see a little bit, I don't know if you guys can see the discoloration in there. You see a little bit of the discoloration in there, but that smells like pure C16. Which I absolutely love the smell of, but not in my oil. So we're gonna drain this out and keep tearing it down. Well, we've got the oil pan off. First thing about the oil pan, I've already taken a paper towel and wiped it, but it's absolutely gunked up, filthy, has some metallic material in it. Very, very little bit, but it's still shiny, so I'm not happy with that. As far as the bottom end is concerned, I mean, nothing jumps out to me yet as crazy. Everything still there. Cam looks okay. At least as okay as all this stuff is gonna look. And honestly, I have another motor on a stand. I also have other motors that I can grab relatively easily. So I'm really in the right mind to just give this a little bit of a cleaning, not even check the rings or any of that, or the bearings. I mean, maybe I'll take one cap off and look at the bearings, and if it looks okay, I'll just say screw it. Because what I probably should do is build a halfway decent motor that I'm going to use in my next project, but maybe what we'll do is just slap this one back together while I build something a little bit better, and we can just use this for the meantime, and if we blow it up, no love lost. It's kind of what my idea is. I don't know what you guys were thinking, but kind of where my head's at. There ain't nothing special about this motor. It's just a Gen 3. It's got Gen 3 rods and pistons. I mean, it's got a cam in it. The rings have been gapped somewhat, but really it's just been washed with fuel, and I really, to be honest with you, at this point don't feel like messing with it, and my lack of desire to mess with this thing and really rip it open fully and everything else. Oh, look at that cam. My lack of desire to rip it open and start messing with everything real crazy is kind of what's leading me to the point of just saying screw it, and maybe we'll just spray a crap ton of nitrous through this thing once we get it running, because it looks like all of my running and, you know, drivability problems and all that was all kind of everything else, not really internal motor, but just all the other stuff going on, you know, not really ever getting proper spark, having issues with the fuel, having issues with the decaps. You know, maybe we just go regular factory injector, regular pump gas, put a huge shot of nitrous on it, see what happens. I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards anyway.
So the decision has been made. Long story short, I absolutely am done with this car. I hate it. It brings me nothing but pain. I'm over it. On top of that, I just had a guy tell me in a couple of weeks, if I still had it, he'd make me an offer on it. And whether or not he does, doesn't matter. It's time to go back to the game plan. And I miss the shit out of the junk body. So, that being said, we've seen how bad this motor is. Don't care. What we're going to do is we're going to slap that back together. Like right now, I'm going to start slapping it back together. Like I cleaned it up a little bit, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit more as I go along. But I'm going to slap that back together and get everything I need out of this car, get it out of my damn garage, and slap that back together. Just put it on regular fuel, probably regular fuel injectors, because I'm not saying that decaps are a bad idea or the worst idea or whatever, but I personally have not had luck with them yet. I've had multitude of issues going on, so I'd like to start eliminating some variables. So I'm going to go back to regular pump gas, regular factory fuel injectors, and I'll keep the Phytech because I want to give that a fighting chance, but I want to start eliminating variables, get this thing back together, see how long it lasts. I just need to get into a driver's seat of something and go do something stupid. And if that means throw a 250 shot or a 300 shot or whatever it is through that motor that I know probably shouldn't take it anyway while I build another motor off to the side that's a little bit more capable, then so be it. It's time to start having fun again. I miss the hell out of that G-body. I know absolutely everybody else does. It's time to bring it back. Tech tip, I don't know if you guys caught it when I was putting this together or not, because I kind of set that up on time lapse and yada yada yada. If you noticed, I waited until, and this one's probably going to screw me, that's just because I got that one in. I waited until I got the head gasket on and the head on to start tightening down the studs. Now they don't need to be crazy tight. They don't need to be crazy tight, but what happens is sometimes when you're putting it together and you try to stick the head gasket on or the head on, you're going to sit there and fight it and fight it and fight it, and you can't seem to figure out why. Well, maybe not with the ARP studs, but at least with these Chinese head studs, you'll see that they just sit a little weird sometimes. So you got to wait to tighten them down until you're at that point. That'll make your life a lot easier. So I figured that out while doing the other side, which of course did not record. But now that I've got the heads kind of on, I'm gonna go through and torque all these bad boys down, and I'll actually probably use a torque wrench for that. I've got a very fancy one for that. But other than that, I mean, as far as assembly goes, this one's going to be about wrapped up. I still got to clean the bottom end up a little bit, and the oil pan and stuff, so I can put that back together and whatnot. And then I'm going to spend a bunch of time, I know I am, looking for all the little washers for all of these bolts and where are these head studs.
See, there's some of them there. There, I know I dropped a couple along the way. So that should make my life real fun and interesting. But I'll at least get, there's those. Or there's the big ones. Yeah, those are those. But I'll at least get these going and somewhat tightened down. Maybe just a little bit tight. Nothing crazy. And if you guys did notice in the time-lapse video, or what's going to be a time-lapse video, there's these little sleeves on the block. Well, apparently when these heads came off, they took those sleeves and sat inside the head. Well, these already had them in the block and in the head, so I couldn't get it to sit down right. And I was like, what in the world is going on? That was pretty much it. It was just a stupid little problem. Not a big deal. Pounded it out. Pause. Pounded it out and was able to get it so that the head would sink down on there. And you can tell these are definitely some Chinese head studs. They're like, this one's got a little bit of rust on it from sitting out here for a couple days because I haven't been doing this for a couple days. But today was too nice of a day. I couldn't pass it up. Today was like perfect as far as weather was concerned to be out in the garage. And I got most of my orders wrapped up. About 98% of my orders wrapped up. So I figured it was a good time for a break anyway. Still got some more stuff to do on the website. And I'm sure that as I'm recording this now, folks are hitting me up or in the messages or et cetera, and I gotta get back to them. So, also, first time filming with my new DJI Osmo Mobile 2, which is pretty dope. So, I think I'm gonna cut that short for about now because I need to find all these damn washers that I thought I had in here or on the table, but they're probably actually all over the floor of the garage and everything else. So check it out, guys. Had a rough day in terms of not being able to find my stuff, which is super important. That's a good tech tip. If you're going to do stuff, have it organized, have it well laid out, or do it all in one sitting so you don't misplace two washers that derail your entire deal. But as far as this video is concerned, I think we're going to wrap this up. You guys know the deal. If you want more, like and subscribe. We've got some cool stuff coming up. Very, very big that I guess the announcement is this video is that we're bringing the junk body back. So we're going to bring that back. I've got to put this motor together enough to kind of seal it up for a little bit and get it the hell up out of here, or off to the side, and then pull everything else out of the Mustang and get that rocking and rolling. Peace out.